Morning guys, so we're out here, another beautiful sunny day. We're out here driving the RHO today, RHO, given to me by Ram so that we can do a little desert drive today. Will be the first time that I actually get to drive this car in the desert where we're not filming it. If you know about me, I do filming, so a lot of the time we set up a process when we're driving off-road. We do the shot and then we reset. So we're not really driving in normal simulated setups. We're more just doing the shot and then getting it out of the way. So today I get to drop the tire pressure to the tire pressure that I want, which is going to be 14 PSI. We get to put it in all the modes for off-road and see how they perform while you're going off-road in the desert. When I do the testing for filming, we normally just put it in the hardest mode possible and we don't drop the tire pressure as much. Today we're going to drop them to 14 PSI. Normally I would run somewhere around 20 PSI because I don't want to debead the tire because I'm going to be driving a little bit aggressively. There was also an RHO jump that we did once, and you don't want to deflate the tires too much because then the tire is actually going to lose a little bit of height. So today we actually get to test everything about this car and how you would use it on a normal day of driving off-road and how it's going to, you know, take all of these dunes. Today we have to do everything manually with a normal pressure gauge because we don't have the nice little apex valves where you can just pull the stem out. We installed the flagpole, very easy setup. They installed it in 10 minutes in torque. So we're flagged up, everything's ready to go. Spare tire right there. And hopefully we're gonna have a great day of driving. I'll show you some of the interior of the car, all of the settings that we can do. The new Ram RHO comes with the Hurricane engine. That's a twin turbo, 540 horsepower engine. So it's gonna be a lot of fun in the desert today, way more than my normal car's power. So looking forward to it. Let's see how she goes and let's start deflating. At the moment we got 34 PSI, that's what I've been using to drive around. Recommend up to 38, 39, even 40 for highways to get good mileage. We gotta do this all the way down to 14 PSI. Here we are, people starting to roll in. Is it going to zoom out or pan down? There we go. Got RHO, we got a TRX, got Ranger Raptor, Gen 1 Raptor, FJ, Gen 3 Raptor, Raptor R in the background, and somewhere around here we have a Ranger Raptor who's driving with us, but he decided to do a little start by himself. So there we go, briefing time. Okay, cool, good morning, thank you all for coming. It's a little bit warm, so we'll try to start and we'll move as far forward as we can to FR, all of that stuff. Everybody here has driven with me, I believe. There's no newbies. I think it's the first time for NG to drive with us. But Yeah, we'll try to keep it as easy as possible. Most of you guys have done the drives on that side with me, Pink Rock side. That's quite easy. Now we're going to have some dunes. We're going to drive through the valleys and stuff like that. There's going to be a little bit more switching. So if you feel uncomfortable at any time, you just need to tell me. But I hope, based on everybody that's here, we should be okay. Yeah, the frequency is 462, 462. If at any time you feel like not fast enough, the guys in front of you, that's fine. Just be honest and move you guys around. Yeah. Yeah. There's no need to, because the problem is a lot of people might catch up, and if you're catching up, there's no point in, you know, some people like to relax when they drive, which is fine. But then some people want to power up the hill as fast as they can and lift all the wheels off of the ground. So if I put him at the back, I would slowly have to move him to the front. We have no choice about that. We're supposed to all enjoy the drive and leave a good distance and enjoy the drive how we want to drive it, rather than just having everybody, you know? Yeah. So enjoy it, and any questions, just speak up about it and we can reorganize. Cool? drive so far, the car hasn't overheated yet, which is good because we thought maybe it would get a little bit warm while we're driving because it has so much horsepower. But at the moment, it's currently sitting at about half, which is great. While we were testing it, it used to get a little bit hot, and when we did the actual shoot, it started to get quite warm because it was 40 degrees. At the moment, it's 32 degrees, and it's not really getting hot. So it's sitting between half and 3/4. A lot of the forums say that there are issues with the car overheating when you go off-roading, but what we're doing now with the tire pressure set correctly, the drive set correctly, and using the car within moderation, it's actually running very, very well and not too hot. So doing the drive now shows that this car is actually very capable in the dunes. It's the first time we've had it in this drive compared to all of the other vehicles. So today it's really showing me that it can actually do everything else that everybody else is doing. And it's got so much power that when I'm climbing stuff, you just don't realize how quick you're going up stuff. So all in all, an absolutely great experience. I'm so glad that I got to try it in the desert instead of just doing these small heat tests. So yeah, let's keep going. So we had a little bit of an overheating issue. Not with my car, with this other car over here. He blew one of the radiator hoses. So we're gonna hook up the rope and the car and everything, pull him down to flat, make it level, see if we can get by and maybe tape it up or use something to get it out of here. So we're gonna hook up the car, pull it down to the flat over there using this GMC, and then we can get the car out to safety. Alright, so can you just pop it in as neutral now? See if you can turn the... Yeah, see, it is going to go, so once it starts moving, just try to turn to the left. Okay, rolling forward. You can start rolling. Let's just get the rope tied. Okay, that's tight, just wait. Parking brake off. See how hard you can turn to the left now. Turn, yeah, a little bit more, a little bit more. Okay, Nasser, just slowly, yeah, slowly, slowly. Now check the brakes. Very good. Yeah, keep pulling like that. Very good. That's not. Keep turning, keep braking. Keep turning, keep braking. Get it nice and straight. Okay, no brakes, Warren. Just hold on. Go, Nasser, more right, more right, more right. You're gonna have to pull them all the way out. And that's them out onto the road. Very good. All the way. Now he's on the road. There's a little catch road. Luckily there's a lot of sections where you can get in and out of the desert here, so he'll just be able to go back on the catch road. Let's just go over this quickly, all of the settings that we can choose and all of the different parameters you can set when you're going off-road. So while we were off-road yesterday, I put in Baja, paddle shifters, steering. You can actually change a lot of the stuff in the Baja setup, so you can click suspension, stability, transmission, all of that you can adjust it. But for when I wanted to play a bit more, we put it in custom, and from custom you can change everything that you want. So at the moment it's got all sports modes on, but you can go into here, customize settings, everything that you want. You can change the suspension settings on the go, street, sport, Baja, anything that you want. You can change this over here to up here to tow, anything you want, any settings, and you can still activate just the four-wheel drive high, and then you have whatever you want. And then here, if you look at the screen, these are the speedometers you can change. G-forces there, tire pressures. Go down and you've got the vehicle summary information. This is what we were using the most yesterday to see all of the temperatures, see that the car was running correctly, boost was there, oil temps are staying level, oil level and voltage we're not really worried about. Tire pressures, we had them down at 14 yesterday, so there's a full run through of everything that you can change and monitor while you're going off-road. You also have your trip information that's not really important at the moment. And then you've got the heads-up display, which is just above the steering wheel. You can change the settings on that. So yesterday I had the tire pressures so I could see whether it went down or up and stuff like that. But lots of stuff to play with, lots of different settings. You can still have the classic Ram view if you want. Yeah. So, completed the hill. Look just how steep this hill is. I mean, it is by no means a small hill. We went straight up there, vertical. We were doing it in second gear. We've done about 6 runs now. We've done videos from the top, videos from the bottom. And I mean, it just climbs. It's got so much power. And no engine overheat issues, which is really good. I'm really happy. I'm glad that I got to do this. The tires are still 14 PSI, and there's a lot of cars here that can't really climb vertical, but it's doing it easily. I mean, the 530 horsepower is crazy. From a V6 twin turbo, you do not get that amount of torque going up the hill. It just climbs really aggressively, and you don't even have to floor it right at the bottom. You roll into it with like a nice, let's say 2,000-3,000 RPM, and then you just put your foot down and it just accelerates up the hill. It's amazing to feel, because I've only felt it in the commercial when we were doing like flat stuff, little bit of dunes, little bit, you know, we jumped it and everything, but it's not this. This is what we do every single day. And knowing that it can climb straight up this hill, a long time ago, another brand was really interested in making sure that their vehicle could climb to the top of this. And so the whole point of me going and doing that commercial was so that their vehicle got to the top. And we managed to get to the top, but it was a huge feat. And with something like this, RHO, it's doing it way too easily. It's not even a feat anymore. So compared to that brand, the RHO is just dominating compared to it. it doesn't look jumpable.